Bienvenidos a Opulent LD TV, desde St. Paul, Minnesota, directamente a Miami, Florida, trayéndote todo el fuego.
Y'all, we're here with CERESSO St. Paul Zone. CERESSO Fort, we're here in St. Paul. We're at his boxing establishment he's got going on. He's got a lot of things going on here. What is it, a lot of, what do you call that? Construction going on here.
Yeah.
So, oh man.
Trying to get things together.
That's what's up. So, man, first off, CERESSO, tell us who you are, where you're from, and how you got into boxing.
I'm just a typical individual. I'm CERESSO for a guy that's trying to, make things possible for my family, and for other families in the community. Anyone that touch my base or that connects with me, I treat them as family, and I try to make sure they straight so I can help.
Okay. So, how did you get into boxing? Like, what inspired you to get into boxing?
Well, I was always kind of highly aggressive with my hands, and I liked the fighting prior I don't know. So what the thing is though with me is like I believe when I came into the boxing gym and I started doing things, training, I found a liking into it. It connected with me. It was like something I'm like, damn, I had that aggressive type of personality in a way, but I was real humble. I had a real humble personality, but I was real aggressive with the way I liked to do things.
Okay.
When it came to others, in any sport I did, whether it was basketball, football, I had to find my way of being, not so aggressive. When it came to boxing, I adapted well because I got into many street fights prior to, joining boxing.
Okay.
And in them street fights, I was pretty much holding my own. It was like I was like a natural at fighting, but not knowing that boxing was my calling. Okay. Not knowing that I was going to be a boxer. So I went into the gym, and then went into the gym with a couple other friends. I found out that this is something I really do like.
Okay. That's what's up. Do you remember the gym you went into?
BT Bombers.
Okay, BT Bombers.
Yeah, it was in Frogtown.
Okay, Frogtown. That's where I'm from, Frogtown. Hell yeah. So, first off, let me tell y'all how I know CERESSO. I grew up in St. Paul. Of course, I'm a little older than him, but he was one of them dudes coming up in the boxing scene. And so, what's funny is, like I said, he's CERESSO for it. I went to a couple of his fights and watched him perform. And so, 10, 12, 13 years later, I joined the LDBC, and his TT's up there talking, and she says, the name, and she says his name, CERESSO Fort. So tell everybody who your auntie is and how it was growing up with her as your TT.
CC Robinson, it's a blessing to have her as an auntie. I love my auntie with all my heart. She's our family is unique and it's special to me. So she's the youngest out of her sisters. Okay. And she had a brother, may he rest in peace, my uncle. He was my youngest uncle. He died in a motorcycle accident, so that hurt me dearly. But yeah, my auntie, she's my heart. Yeah.
Okay. So just to be even more clear, CC is his auntie. And also to be even more clear, the last name Fort is a stable in Chicago. I mean, do your research on that. They're official, so I'm gonna say less on that.
Yeah, my grandpa Maine, may he rest in peace. Yeah, yeah. So CC, that's her father. My grandpa.
Okay.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Rooted me well. I remember my first time meeting my grandpa. He gave me a $20 bill. So, you know, that was, to me back then, that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
So
it's like
for him to
$100.
hand me over a $20 bill, you know, Grandpa May gave me $20 bill. I'm like, man, that really was, you know, a lot of money. I'm like, man, I could buy a lot of stuff with this. You know, back then, bag of chips was 25 cents.
Straight up.
So I'm like, I can do a lot with this. Did you produce some candy? I can make it with this for some time now, right?
Right.
You know, and I just remember that day like yesterday. You know, I had some corduroy jeans on, and I think some gum had got on my butt. I had sat down, and a piece of gum had got on my butt, and my grandma had to send me over and put the gum off. And
okay.
I remember, it's amazing. Yeah, I remember it like yesterday.
Okay.
But that's a good thing, though. You know, I know I ain't take a lot of licking upside my head boxing. I still, you know. Yeah, it's good.
That's dope. So
yeah.
I got the opportunity to meet Black and CC at the Dallas meet and greet out there in Dallas.
Good brother Black.
Man,
yes.
Great energy. I know a lot of people who are CC. I'm used to that energy. I'm being in St. Paul. I'm used to her energy. So a lot of people are intimidated by her energy and what she brings, but she's definitely a stand-up woman. And you gotta be a real man to handle her. You know what I'm saying? So. And like I said, Black, he's a cool dude too.
Yeah.
Like I said, I look at them as fam, you know what I'm saying? Because of definitely the LDBC thing. And when I met him, it was just all love and great vibes. So, I mean, I know a lot of people have misconceptions of them too, but in my personal experience, great individuals, great people.
And you know, that's the thing about life though. Everybody got a typical situation in life that they may have went through or going through, but it's like, you know, getting through it, you're gonna get, you know, there's gonna be bumps in the road, and everybody got a story, you know. Everybody got that type of story where it makes you who you are in the long run, but you got to be able to get through.
Right.
You got to get through it though, and we all get through it, you know, in due time. But you got to have patience. You got to have understanding. You got to, but you got to use the fuel of what you've been through. Use that to captivate you to being who you are, you want to be in the future.
Yes, sir.
To make things better, you know, for the future.
That's fact. So yeah, Cece, she's a great storyteller, and she definitely captivates you with her storytelling, man. And and she's just funny as hell without even trying. You know what I'm saying?
It's organic.
It's super
100%,
authentic. Yeah. So let's get into CERESSO Fort, Sir CERESSO Fort, 18-4-1, fought at middleweight. So who are some of the fighters who inspire you that you looked up to?
Some of the fighters that inspire me, in the era I came up, I always, I think Muhammad Ali was someone that because of the movies and then me hearing that how great he was the greatest, and he said he was great, and I always wanted to see him, and I would like look and watch Muhammad Ali fights and just see what made him great. Yeah. And then you fast forward, you had Mayweather, you know what I'm saying, in my era that was doing great things, and every time I seen him fight, he was on point. I'm like, defense on point, offense on point. He really stood by what he was trying to do, and that was when I went back to Ali, Ali would stand by what he would say. He would predict certain rounds, he would do things in and go out there and do it. And like that made that man great. He legitimately said it. Like, you're gonna know my name. You're gonna say my name the right way after this fight. And he really had to stand on business, and he went out there and did that.
Right.
I mean, Ali was just that guy. In the ring and out the ring. Ali just touched so many bases. But I think when you fast forward things, and the one that will come after him, like you say, you got Sherry Leonard, you got I try to watch them all. Pernell Whitaker, Mayweather, I mean, I try to watch a lot. Just been a student of the game. You know, it's like there were so many fighters that was just really good at it, and it's just hard to say what will make you great in this area. When you look at boxing, I'm just glad I was able to, you know, like I say, share my blood in it and be a part of boxing. And like I said, we all having that boxing family within this. You know, Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, watching Sugar Ray Robinson. I see a lot of greatness with him, but I mean, a lot of the times it seemed that certain things seemed to kind of wow. You know, certain punches wasn't so technique well put together, but he was in there getting it in. He was putting that work in, and I mean, with the ultimate speed and whether it's coming this way, coming wild, or coming might seem coming awkwardness, or however it's coming. It's coming. And was dropping guys. It was taking guys out, and you know, Jake LaMotta and Rocky Marciano. I mean, the list goes on and on. Sonny Liston. I was just me being, like I said, a student of the game. I just love all fighters, you know. But you know, but like I said, in my era, that one guy, Floyd Mayweather Jr., was just someone that I just really pivotal. And you know, as you fast forward, Zab Judah. Then as you fast forward, you know, it's just yeah.
That's what's up. So, boxing is more mental than anything. How did you prepare mentally for your fights?
Well, mentally, I prepared for my fights. But I would think I would use my past experiences with growing up in Chicago. Growing up in Chicago and being young, having to walk to school, you know, witnessing a lot of different things, gang violence, drug dealing, just understanding where I came from and where I'm at, you know, things I've been through, as far as just, you know, stories I was hearing and being maybe told, envisioning them stories, and being mindful of that, and just put myself at a peaceful place and understanding that this is my happy place. Going in there fighting now, this is that, you know, this is that. I put my life on the line, but at the same time, I could have lost my life, you know, and being where I was originally born. You know, growing up in Chicago for the short amount of time I was there, you know, it was at one time there was a drive-by shooting that they were shooting on the opposite side, and it was just me and another kid out, me and one of my friends at the time, just out there talking and playing with each other, 8 years old. You know, we outside alone, nobody else outside. Is one of them days where it's like, you know, we wonder where everybody at, ain't nobody out, but we out, we enjoy, you know, one another, just talking and having fun, and all of a sudden there's a car riding by, and they driving slow, and, you know, we don't think nothing of it. We hear a lot of gunshots, a lot of guns, a lot of shooting going on, but they shooting on the other side. But if they were shooting on our side, I could have been gone right then and there, you know. Or if they, you know, or if I would have walked, because I stayed on that side. If I would have just decided to go home and just walked home, I would have got shot right there, you know. Just off a matter of me just making a decision, like let me get home, let me go home, man. And I would have just went home, and that car would have drove. I would have been gone. You know, being a young kid, you know, that gang would have been sending a message to the other gang. You know, I would have been just a bystander, just a typical, you know, individual that would got may they rest in peace. So, you know, because it is some that have lost their life like that. You know, may they rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? But just me using that, things like I say, put me in a peaceful place. Moving forward. Every time I went into the ring, I took all that energy in there with me, all that mindful, you know, but being relaxed going in, but understanding that I had to be, you know, when I got in there, that's when I brought that energy out.
That's what's up. So walk us through your training routine before your fights. Like, what was your training routine?
Well, my training routine was real morning running a few miles in the morning, going back, then, you know, coming back in the evening, back in the afternoon, like in the afternoon, doing my strength conditioning training. That's a couple hours. And then later on in the evening, doing my boxing technicals. And then it's on repeat. You know, everything's on repeat the next day. It's on repeat.
I have a question on the fly here. What was something that you miss eating during your training?
something I miss eating during my training.
Because I know, like, when you're training, like for a fight, you got to be really disciplined. So what was something that was like, man, I got to really sacrifice eating that to really train for this?
Well, it's kind of like, it's funny because I don't really miss it. I still get it.
Okay.
I ate a lot of salads.
Okay.
I ate a lot of salads, and I still get it. I still get it. That's something that my go-to. I like eating salads still to this day.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any specific songs that were like your go-to before you got during your training or before you got in the ring that really got you in the fight mode?
No, I didn't really have no specific songs. I like to actually have artists rap me out to the ring, like a friend or somebody got a song, or I don't know. I felt the energy that I grilled when it was like organic, like that, like
when it was right there. Okay.
I'm feeling the energy. He's feeling it. We in this together.
Yeah.
Walking out to the ring, and I'm helping. I feel like it was a combination of things.
Okay.
Me trying to be a muscle on one end, help someone bring a song that they want to get out there to the community or to the people that showed out to the fight, right? To that boxing world, they get their song out there, and then also I'm feeling it. I'm feeling go out here and show out. Use your song as motivation to go out here and hurt this guy.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. So explain to us the importance of discipline in your training routine. Because a lot of people, how can I say it? They really don't really stress the importance of discipline because you can't play boxing.
No, you can't. But the importance of discipline is so important to take 100% serious because if you doing what you should be doing and what you really doing, you're gonna be disciplined to what you're doing because you want to succeed and you want to have flying colors. You want to have you want to do great at it, right? But if you being undisciplined to me is a thing where you're choosing to do what you shouldn't be doing, which could actually hurt your performance or hurt the outcome of what you're trying to succeed and do.
Right.
So why would you want to hurt yourself? Why would you want to hurt what you're trying to achieve and fail at it when you by not being disciplined.
Right.
So I think being disciplined is the biggest asset to myself and to a lot of individuals that really succeed in things that they do in life. That was one of the things why I really fell back from boxing and competing because once I understood that, I felt that I'm not going to be as disciplined as I am, or I'm getting pulled in so many different areas, doing so many different things. I'm not able to focus like I need to focus on this. I'm not on my craft. I'm not able to do what I did. I take it that serious. So in that behalf, I decided to understand that it's like a relationship. If I'm in a relationship with someone, if I notice that I can't be faithful in this relationship, I can't be right, I don't think we need to be together. I need to be by myself. And that's how I looked at boxing. Like I was married to boxing. Like this is what I am, right? If I'm saying it, I'm doing it, I'm so serious with it. But in the moment where I notice that I can't really be with you like I need to be with this boxing, or I can focus on my craft like I should be, I need to not be intervened with it like that. Because like we say, it is a hurt business. Everything, life is a hurt business. Relationships is a hurt business. All relationships. So
that's a
whether
gym right there. That's a gym.
Whether you getting hurt physically, emotionally, you're putting yourself in that midst of being hurt. Yes. So that's why I say. So when it comes to that discipline factor, discipline is highly got to be the asset and it got to be the key, and it's very important.
Okay. So what are some challenges you faced during your journey in boxing?
Some of the challenges I faced in my journey in boxing was a lot of challenges. Females, I love females. I love beautiful women. That was a challenge at times because I had to make sure that I focus on my craft. I make sure I got my run on, I didn't want to miss my training sessions. Yeah. I couldn't go out or on a date or hang out or do what I, maybe, what would have been the time is now, but the time ain't now for me. You know, now I'm about to miss the opportunity with someone that I really want to probably hang out with. But that's where, you know, that come in at, you know, or certain foods, you know, that you got to be, you know, junk food, you know, that I might, you know, gotta neglect or back from. You know, pop soda. I didn't drink no pop soda. I didn't eat no candy. I was like none of that, you know. Anything with high fructose corn syrup in it. I'm like, no, you gotta stay away from that. But you know, them the things that even now that I did that then, now I gotta make sure I be wise enough to pull myself back into that mentality, because that stuff is killing us. It's killing our people. The high fructose corn syrup, you know, all the sugar and everything, all that extra, you know, stuff. Because we're gonna get it in the food when you eat. You're gonna get some of the high fructose corn syrup. It's just hard to get away from everything, right? It's hard to really 100% like stay away from certain things, but it's gonna be in something, because it's in everything nowadays.
That's real, especially like it's even in ketchup and like mustard. It's in a lot of simple shit that people don't really think it's in. You know? So I feel you 100% on that. All right, you have 4 losses in your professional career, and I believe that in every, you know, there's a blessing in everything. So what blessing or lesson do you take from the 4 losses on a collective level that you can really share? Like, what is a lesson that you really took?
You know what was amazing with me and my understanding of a loss was pretty. What I had to make, I cultivated myself, because I never want to lose, but I never looked at it like, because I have had fights where I really felt I really won, and I didn't get the nod. I didn't get the decision from the judges, but I really felt I won. And not only that, I only felt that way, but everybody around me that loved me felt I won. So it was like, damn, how did I lose when I refused to look at it that way, you know? It wasn't a loss, you know. But how could I learn? Okay, how could I channel that L? It's not an L. Make it into the definition. Okay, learning. Okay, what can I learn from this? Okay, so what I did was I tried to always pivot that and turn it to a type of situation. So then I never looked at it like I lost in a way, in that type of format. So I would look at it like, what can I learn? So I'd always try to better myself. Like, now I got to get better at this, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what happened. You know, I got that L now. So me having that L, I got to figure out what can I do to better myself so I won't get this L the next time. But then it happens again. I'm like, damn, you know. But then when it happened, we're in the point where, you know, you get caught with a shot and you can't really, you know, it's just an honest opinion, you know. It's honest facts, you know. You get caught and you go down, and it's what it is, you know. It didn't even take the judges, you know. It wasn't no judge. It's just real to the fact where you lost. So how do you understand? How do you bounce back from that? You know, you gotta. It takes time. Time heals all wounds. So, you know, you got to take your time and let your body really heal, you know, because, you know, the brain ain't really meant to be getting hit like that. So, you know, you got to really take your time and get nourishing yourself together, you know, and come back stronger than ever, you know.
And for me, just because I know, like, we love Mayweather growing up and stuff, but Mayweather, he kind of, in a sense, kind of created a thing where people don't like to take L's, right? They call it L's. But for me, a loss is, there's really no such thing as a loss, especially if you get up and you keep going and you keep progressing in what you love to do. So for me, it's like, are you really losing if you're getting up, you're gathering yourself up, and you're gonna push forward into your next fight? Because like you said, you can't play boxing. So for me, it takes a lot of balls, it takes a lot of courage to pick yourself up after a loss and quote unquote loss, and you keep going. So for me, it's like, what is really a loss? A loss is nothing. For a lot of people, a loss kind of takes the edge. It takes a lot of stress off their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, for the most part, it's all about your perspective. For the most part, it could be a good thing, but it's just all about how you look at things and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, as long as a person can keep moving and you still winning, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So next question is, what was the highlight of your career? For you.
I mean, the highlight of my career for me per se was every fight I had. Every fight, man. Every fight it had a different type of milestone to it. You know, it had a different ring. You know, and it was beautiful to me. You know, like to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because from my pro debut, you know, to my second pro fight, every fight had a different tune to it, and you know, and it's like, you know, then you had the highlight moments in every one of them. Then you had the TV fights that was televised. Then you had the fights that was just, ironically, just, you know, individuals don't know what I went through. Like so for instance, like my 11th was my 10th pro fight, or was it 11th pro fight. I was on the phone with Muhammad Ali. May he rest in peace.
Dope.
I received a phone call from Muhammad Ali due to my uncle. He channeled that because he worked at the hospital down in Miami, in South Beach, and him working at the hospital in Miami, he connected with Muhammad Ali's wife, and she worked for him. So it's just so deep. So by him able to do that, it channeled it back to me. I'm like, the energy was like, oh man, I'm relaxed now. I'm chilling. We on our way to the fight. We on our way to the fight now. We on our way there, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and I didn't want to be the only one to experience that. So I after talking to him, I hopped out the car and said, hold on. I put one of my friends on the phone that was here from Minnesota, you know, at the time, you know, that was, you know, there. So I'm like, you know, I put him on the phone, let him talk to him as well. And then, so, you know, he was still on the phone with him. And then by the time we got to the arena where I was fighting, he still was on the phone with him, and he put me back on the phone with him. And I was able to finish the phone conversation. I mean, so it was, you know, surreal moments like that where it's like, you know, you don't really, you know, then I go into the fight, boom, you know, and
oh man,
you know, then I go into the fight. So, like I said, every fight had a different type of situation, you know, where, you know, it was a highlight moment for myself.
I know that moment.
Every moment.
I know that moment talking to Muhammad had to be such a high, because it's not about just what he did inside the ring, but what he did outside the ring, what he stood for. Man, he's a poster boy for being a stand-up man, like especially a stand-up melanated man. So, man, I know. Oh man, I don't know what I would have done in a situation like that, but just the idea you're going into a fight, man, I know you were just like on the mountaintop. You know
he paid homage in so many ways, and it's like one thing, like you can't make this stuff up. It like happened on the drop of it just happened, and there wasn't we didn't record it, we didn't have a camera there, to actually get, you know, to catch the moments. There's certain moments that never. It's only, you know, I could just talk about it. It lives on in me, and
in your heart,
and you know, it's like that was a blessing right there from the man above. To just certain ways and things that would just happen in my life, you know.
Because in those moments, like, remember back in those days, well, it was 13 years ago, phones weren't like they were now. Like people didn't really pull out phones like they do now. So I'm sure if that moment was right now, I'm sure one of the homies would have kind of recorded you, like talking to him or something like that. But like I said, that moment lives on in your heart and your mind. So
that's true.
That's dope.
Yeah, we experienced it though. Me and my partner, and my guy, he experienced. Like I said, I got the car, gave him the phone. He experienced it as well. So you know, what I said, I'm not a type of individual. You know, I'm like, man, I thought about a selfish individual, should I say? Yeah. I thought about others. I'm like, who else can? I want to be the only one to experience this.
Right.
So, and I made that happen, and that was really
that
cool.
definitely shows who your character is as a man. You know, like, man, you know what? This is a phenomenal moment for me. Let me make somebody else's day here. Let me bring somebody else. Let somebody else experience this great thing I'm experiencing. So I commend you for even thinking about others in a moment like that. Like, so many people wouldn't do it. So props to you for doing that, man. Next question is, when was a moment when you realized, we kind of talked on it a little bit earlier, but when was a moment when you realized that you were going to retire from boxing?
The moment when I realized you know what, that's I never retired from boxing though, you know, but it organically just, I grown as an individual, and I grown into my second stage in my life.
I like the way you're saying that.
I just kind of it's not like it just happened organically. Family, got married, life started moving differently. As far as it was kind of a situation where it's like, yeah, just kind of grown into what I became, and outside of boxing, I grew out of it. It seemed like
Okay.
yeah, which I never grew out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still in it.
Right.
Boxing,
Literally. Yeah.
Boxing is rooted in me. I bleed boxing. I eat, sleep it. I still, I love boxing. Should I say I'm a boxing junkie?
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm in it. I'm growing in it. I'm with it. I can talk boxing, all day. Yes.
That's dope. So what advice do you have for any aspiring fighters who want to get into boxing?
Any aspiring fighters that would love to get into boxing, that my advice to them is just try to really, if you do it. Like put 110% into it. Don't play with it. Don't have one foot in, one foot out. Really put both foot in and run and run and start out walking and start jogging and then run with it, and create that habit, with yourself. If this is really what if you really want to get into it with it, be a student of the game, study, look at all, learn from others' mistakes, and then also try to get you, make sure have a good teacher, a good trainer, good people behind you. Do the research. Like I said, being a student of the game is very important. Like I said, also giving it all they got. Don't have it. Because if you have it, you cut yourself short. And sometimes and don't never give up. When you feel like you done did it all. You never know, because just that little bit of more, if you keep at it, would have been just that moment. It could have been your moment.
Right, I got you.
But you being young at it, a lot of times you don't know that. You gotta keep going.
Okay. So now we're gonna move on to some boxing hot topics. So, what are your thoughts on the Shakur fight versus Edwin? Who'd you have winning, and did the fight play out like how you expected?
See, boxing is so opinionated. I mean, it's opinionated, right? When it comes to this, and I got my opinion. I feel like Shakur is special. You know what I'm saying? What he does is if he really felt the way he felt, he said how he felt, and he went out there and gave it his all. Still, a lot of people probably wouldn't even fought. They probably would have postponed the fight or not fought. But he went out there and gave it his all, and his all was good enough for him to become world champion. I think that's bright. That's bright. I think the future is bright on his end. He's young. I thought that was not the best. Not say for instance the best performance when you talking pay-per-view buys and selling fights and whatnot. But as far as when it comes to what he came in there to do, win the world title, that was a tremendous performance. And we look at even Willie Pep. They say Willie Pep went around without throwing a punch.
Right.
And they looking at the totality of the whole fight of Shakur fight. The whole fight, it wasn't a lot of punches thrown, but then there wasn't a lot of punches landed.
Right.
Is that fight? Question. Looking into the future, is that fight something we're gonna look into in the future and be like, man, that was a hysterical type of fight? Where they're gonna look at like, man, like look at the numbers. Who is this guy? Who is these two? Like, wow, how the numbers like that? Because if you at that day and time when Willie Pep fought, who knows? They probably was like, man, what is this, man? You didn't throw no punches.
Right.
You won that round, but now it's something that if you look at it, like we highlight that, like it's highlighted to some degree. It's like, damn, a man won a round without throwing a punch. People, we kind of look at that like, dang, that was that's special, right? So I think Shakur thing is, and that performance was man, not to. It's like it's tough to really go down on him because, what he say he was going through. I don't know. I don't know how he felt. Right. I don't know. So I can only be, as on the outside end looking in and someone that actually been in there and know what it's like being in there,
Yeah.
the kid is special, man. And to be able to go in there and win the fight like he did with one arm, and that was fantastic.
That was special. I feel you on that. Okay, your thoughts and predictions, because we have the David Mexican Monster versus Boo Boo Andre coming up this Saturday coming up. So, what are your thoughts and predictions on that fight?
I think that's a really good fight. I feel like we were a really good fight. I mean, that's a 50-50 to me. I can see the fight going either way. I can see Demetrius like really showing up and showing out like never before. And if it's any fight he got to, this is the fight he got to. He's in there against someone that's, like I said, the Mexican Monster. As you said, that's the name they give him. They gave him that name. He got patted it, battled Tyson. So it's like, and we see him. He's that. He's like that. He's that. He's every bit of that. When I seen him fight Caleb Plant, and when he did the Caleb Plant, I'm like, okay, he's like that. But my thing is with Demetrius is like that. He got some ability that is like that. You know, that gets him on that chart as well. It just all goes down to who shows up 110%, who can't get fatigued in later round, as he have done in previous fights. He sometimes show a little fatigueness, or not even, you know, just kind of he's got to be the best A+ him he can be. You know, go out there and perform to the best. I mean, if he wins 7 rounds, he wins the fight. But, you know, you gotta show up and show out. You know, yeah, that's how I look at that. I feel like that fight can go either way though.
Okay. And for me, I feel this is a golden opportunity for Andre because he's definitely being underestimated by a lot of people. A lot of people are thinking, like, okay, well, he's not going to show up and show out just based on some of his past opponents. And, of course, we know David has had the opportunity to get some great opportunities in fighting certain fighters. And so since Andre hasn't, and we're so used to seeing David out there really fighting these quote-unquote better fighters or what have you. So a lot of people are kind of lost in the sauce of the Mexican Monster. Andre is very slick and awkward fighter. So that's why this is a great fight.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Demetrius.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm really pulling for Demetrius. You know, coming out of the class I came out of in the amateurs, we was right by each other. I remember when I won the World Ringside tournament. I remember we you know, I asked him to take a picture with me because he had I was like, man, you're gonna be an Olympian, man. You're gonna make the Olympic team. I knew shortly prior. I knew I was turning pro. Okay. I already knew it. I'm gonna go pro. I'm not staying amateur, you know, too much longer. But I knew he was. I'm like, you're gonna make the Olympic team. And true enough, he made the 08 team. And when he made the 08 team, I turned pro. You know, shortly before that, and I was watching him, you know, on TV. You know, fighting in the Olympics. It was kind of dope.
That's dope.
That's dope, man. Yeah.
So, the last fight I want to ask you about is the infamous Rougarou versus David Haney. So, what is your predictions and thoughts on that fight? That's in December. December 9th or December 8th?
December 9th.
Okay, December 9th.
I feel like, you know, that's a 50-50 fight as well, I see. That fight can go either way. I like young Devin Haney. You know, I like young Devin Haney, man. I like his whole aura. I like his team, his father. I like the father figure behind that pillar, and really make sure he you know, keeping things right and trying to, you know, do things the right way for his son. You know, like I said, the navigation system. I like the whole team. He got Ruger. I like Ruger too, man. Ruger coming in there and he's coming to get busy, man. He's talking that talk. Yeah. So, you know, it's an interesting fight. You know, I'm proud for both of them though. You know, and like I said, for all of them, everyone we're speaking about, man, these guys are able to make tremendous amount of money. You know, to where they're able to buy houses and real estate and do things with and take care of bills, and that's what it's about. You know, at the end of the day, you know. Everybody, you know, we're getting out of there well without getting hurt, you know, badly. because this is the hurt business,
Yes.
you know. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing all the fights.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the idea of? Because I know you've seen have you seen some of the pressers? The press, basically the pressers for Rougarou and Devin Haney. So, what are your thoughts on the idea of kind of trying to pin the guy who came out the mud versus the man with the father figure? Like, what do you feel about that? Like, do you think that's a great angle to go at? Because as we know there's a lot of reasoning to why a lot of melanated fathers don't have fathers in their household. So do you really like that aim of marketing that Rougarou's coach is using? Well, not his coach, his strength and conditioning coach.
What happened? What did you do?
Basically, he's saying that Devin Haney, he keeps saying that Devin Haney, he was private school, but he was homeschooled. And basically saying like, Rougarou, he got it about the mud, which is true. Like, we don't want to take nothing away from Rougarou and what he's done, but I just feel like he's kind of using that as an angle to, basically, he's playing mind games. It's basically a war game, a mental war game he's playing with Devin Haney and company. That's literally
Well, he's pretty much telling their stories behind the scene of what, like at that moment,
and that too. And he's also pretty much kind of downplaying.
But mentally, he's trying to get into that, like I said,
Yes.
play mind game, get into the mind.
Yeah.
But and we'll see if that works, if
true.
that works or not. So I don't think that's going to mean anything when it really comes down to getting in the square circle. When they get in there, get the boxing, get the. If it turned into that a fight or a boxing lesson or a match or however it turns down, it's going to go down. And that's something that's inevitable to see. But as far as all that extra, I don't think that's going to really get. And it's going to show. It's going to show. I don't think that right there. Typically, I wouldn't think it would get to me to make me like go and get all angry and get mad. Like that. That don't seem like that. Yeah, I think we're gonna get what we're gonna get.
Okay.
That day.
And it's definitely it's a strategy. So you have to be ready for all types of angles and strategy, or any way a person's gonna want to play it to try to get at you and weaken your mind.
So whoever.
Edge.
So we seen what happens though when greats. It's like I was talking about Ali. When a guy said his name wrong or something, and Cat called him Cassius Clay, he was like, "No, Muhammad Ali, you gonna say my name after the fight." So Ali went in there and did the guy really bad in that fight. Some people use different fuel for fire, you know what I mean? And that was the fuel he needed, and that turned him up even harder. That turned the heat up a lot higher. So I don't know if that would turn the heat up even higher in this fight, but that's good though. It got us talking. It got us talking about it. It's going, and that's what it's supposed to do.
Right.
And so actually they doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do.
That's real.
Because hopefully it's going to get a lot more people tuned in. Ready to see this fight. I'm just happy where boxing is at right now. And being someone that actually pioneered in the sport and paid my dues and. I'm just happy to where boxing is at, and I feel like boxing's on fire, man.
Okay, that's what's up. So
we got Wilder. I'm happy that Wilder coming up December 23rd.
Yeah.
We got man. You got her old man triple hitter main event.
Man, that's
with all that going on December 23rd, right before the end of the year, right? Right at the end of the year, right before we move over. So boxing is on fire right now.
Yeah, that's a gift. That's literally a gift that ended right there, the 23rd. So who are some of the fighters you really follow today?
I follow all the fighters.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, I follow all of them. But my heart is with the Russell family.
Okay.
Gary Russell Jr., Antoine Russell. That's where my heart is at. I'm always, glued, in tight.
Okay.
But I follow all boxing though.
All right, that's dope.
I like Abdul Mason.
Okay.
Like young fighter coming out. I like Abdul. I like man. A lot of good fighters, man. It's coming, man. I like that Cuban fighter that just signed with Andy Hearn. That beat Keyshawn. I like Keyshawn Davis. He beat him in the amateur in the medal. He fought like a bunch of times. I like him. I mean, so many good fighters, man, that I like watching. I like Middleweight. The monster.
together. Okay, so you've been retired from the game now. So tell us what you got going on here at Third Boxing and how your impact you're having on the youth.
Oh yeah, what I got going on here is just pretty much I got competitive boxers and I got boxers that don't compete. And what I'm doing here is bigger than boxing. I'm just here to save lives too. I want to be that pillar in the community where kids have an outlet to come to and don't feel they need something to do. They can come in here and get a good workout. But I'm using boxing as a tool to teach. It's a tool to save lives, to get kids, instead of being out there and get into some real fights or getting shot for nothing, getting hit by a car, any crazy, ironic thing that we wouldn't, crazy thing you might think about, it can happen. So it's good to just have them in a safe haven place like, Sir Boxing Club.
Yes, sir. That's dope. And, I'm very familiar with this area, even though I'm from Frogtown over there, but I'm very familiar with Arcade, and it goes down around here,
I've been all across the, across the area, and my brother's on the other side of the river over in Minneapolis. They come over this way. I get so for whoever I can help, whoever this gym, this building here can hold, and whoever want to be a part of it, whoever is welcome. Boys and girls, young boys and girls to adults. Because it's always good when I see the older generation really doing something, and health as well, which we would say, right? We want to take care of ourselves, and this is good, and it's so good in the spirit. The kids be in here having fun when they see it, and the adults having fun with the kids, and everybody's getting working out together, and now we got a group workout session. So it's cool.
That's dope. So I know you mentioned earlier that you're a father. So how has fatherhood or how has boxing really kind of inspired your father in the sense like having? Because I know in boxing you got to be disciplined, like you said. Like what are the gems you gained from boxing that was able to put into your fatherhood? Being a father. Like,
well, I believe just the caring heart. Because the same as me as a father, as a coach. I mean, I don't know. It's just that boxing have gave me a type of humbling type of caring heart type of a dual type of ambition, where I can adapt to certain situations. When people come to me or said kid, I got the patience. Give me the patience, should I say, patience. So try to be there for them, listen and hear them out and just have fun and make time. Just make time. I may not have time, but I will make time. For whoever. So, and I think when being a parent, I think that's like I said, the key is the patience part. They want to run around, play, or do whatever. Just giving them their outlets to do what they got to do, and then I'm still being there for them to, have patience when they're crying and whatnot, or something not going, and when they're not listening, or something. Cause I deal with my fighters all the time. Like I said, boxing. If they're not listening, I'm saying the same thing over and over. And it's the same thing with parenting, I'm saying the same thing over and over. Then eventually one day it's gonna click. Or you might tell them, and then now they got it. But I've been saying it all along. Right. It takes the right special individual at times to say it, and that's dope.
I like it. I like when you say that because a lot of times some parents be like, man, I've been telling you that same thing, and somebody else is coming. This is like it just automatically aligns, but. It's all about just them getting the message, Sometimes it's not, Sometimes the messages maybe it just won't get through them. But tell the people where they can follow you on social media.
Follow me at my name's CERESSO Fort on Facebook. You can catch me SIR Boxing Club on Instagram, and we got that's it. Or you can come to 965 Arcade. That's where I'm at. I mean, hard to find, but I would definitely call that number. 651-220-015. come up to the club. That's the boxing club number. Come up here and work
So
out.
man, I just want to say I truly appreciate this
Yeah, I
opportunity.
appreciate
man.
you as well, my brother.
Like I said, you're somebody that I watched as a, like I said, I'm a little older, but I still watched you. I knew you were hot shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool how I came full circle. Like I said, I knew of him first, and then I got into LDBC, and then I learned like, man, it's TT. Oh shit, okay, CC, that's dope. That's just one of the dopest things ever, man. For her to, I wasn't expecting her to say your name when she was up there, like CERESSO. I'm like, oh shit, okay, so she's a fourth. Okay, so then it just super aligned. You know what I'm saying? So, but man.